Continuing the story, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So he says to the two gentlemen who entered the prison with him, one of them saw the birds eating from his head, the bread from his head, pardon me, and the other one saw that he was pouring wine. So he said to them, وَاتَّبَعْتُ مِلَّةَ آبَائِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْحَاقَ وَيَعْقُوبَ. I follow the way of my fathers, Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. We do not associate anything with Allah. This is the mercy of Allah on us, but most people لا يشكرون. They are not grateful. My two friends from prison. أرباب متفرقون خير أم الله الواحد القهار. Is it more preferable to have many different gods or one? You are only worshiping names. Then the dinner came to them, and he interpreted the dream to them. He said, أما أحدكم فيسقي ربه خمرا. One of you, the one who was dreaming about the wine, is going to give his master wine. And the other one who saw the bread and the birds were eating from it, he is going to be crucified, and the birds, al-tayr, فَتَأْكُلُ الطَّيْرُ مِنْ رَأْسِهِ, the birds will eat from his head. And then he said to the person who we thought would be free, the one who squeezes the wine, اذكرني عند ربك. Remind your Lord, your master, your boss, whoever it is, about me here rotting in prison, even though I'm an innocent man. And the shaitan made the man forget. So he stayed in prison, bid'a sinin, several years. Now, وقال الملك, Malik is one of the names of Allah. It also means king. Al-Malik is Allah, but وقال الملك, the king said, I see 7 fat cows and 7 thin cows devouring them. The thin cows are eating the fat cows. And I see 7 grains of corn which are green, and 7 others which are dry. And then he said, Ya ayyuhal mala'u, O people, aftuni fi ru'yai. Explain to me what is the meaning of the dream that I have seen. Then the people said, we don't know what the dream means. But the young man who was the one who dreamed about the wine remembered Yusuf in prison. So, Yusuf ayyuhal siddiq, Yusuf, you who tell the truth, tell me what is the interpretation of the 7 fat cows and the 7 thin cows and the grains of corn which are dry and ripe, so that I can inform the king. So Yusuf interpreted that they will grow, they will have harvest for 7 years, and after that there will be 7 years of drought. ثم يأتي من بعد ذلك 7 شداد. 7 hard years will come. So he suggested that they save the corn in the good years. So the king, he obviously asked the young man, whose name I don't know, Wallahu alam, bring Yusuf to me. And Yusuf, instead, to show you his piety, to show you what a good man he was, he didn't just get out of the prison and say, "Oh, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free, thank God." No, Yusuf asked, what happened to the women who cut their hands? What happened to the women who cut their hands when they saw me? Then Zuleika says, call it Imra'at al-Aziz, Al-ana hasas al-haq. The truth has now come out. I am the one who tried to seduce him, and he is of the truth tellers. This is so he might know that I didn't badmouth him, because Allah does not reward the people who do that. And I do not make myself innocent. So the king said, bring me Yusuf. Now that the women confessed, فلما كلمه قال إنك اليوم لدينا مكين أمين. So the king or the pharaoh said, today you are going to be our minister. Imagine if you will, for just a minute, this young boy was thrown into a well, and then he was sold into slavery, and then he was seduced by a beautiful woman, but now he's becoming the minister. This is how Allah rewards those who do good. وكذلك مكنا ليوسف في الأرض يتبوأ منها حيث شاء نصيب برحمتنا من نشاء ولا نضيع أجر المحسنين. We will never lose the reward of the good deeds, good doers. ولأجر الآخرة خير للذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون. And the reward of those who have taqwa, fear of Allah, will be better. Now, another little twist to the story. I love this one. Revenge, sort of, except Yusuf is much better than that. وجاء إخوة يوسف فدخلوا عليه فعرفوهم وهم له منكرون. The 10 brothers of Yusuf then came to Egypt to ask for grain. And of course they didn't know Yusuf. They didn't know him for nothing. Because when they threw him in the well, he was a little boy. And now, mashallah, he is a minister, a man well established. So, but Yusuf knew them. He recognized them. So, وَلَمَّا جَهَّزْهُمْ بِجَهَازِهِمْ. When he gave them the grain that they needed, he said to them, bring me your brother. He must have asked them some questions, and they said, we have a little brother at home, and his name is Benjamin, who we call Benyamin. And he said to them, because he was very attached to his younger brother, bring your brother to me, I will give you more grain. But if you don't bring him, you're not even going to come close to me. وَلَا تَقْرَبُونَ. قَالُوا سَنَرَاوِدُ عَنْهُ أَبَاهُ. We are going to ask his father, Yaqub, to bring us Benjamin. Then Yusuf, وَقَالَ لِفِتْيَانِهِ, he said to his servants, put their money or their chattel or whatever it is they came with in their bags so that they may know it when they return. لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْجِعُونَ. So that they would return, so that he could be reunited with Benjamin. فَلَمَّا رَجَعُوا إِلَى أَبِيهِمْ. So أبيهم, pardon me, استغفر الله العظيم. When they came back to their father Yaqub, they said, قال يا أبانا من منع منا الكيل. We were not given the full measure that we needed, so please let Benjamin come with us. We're going to take care of him. Now, he was thinking, where have I heard this story before? What did you do before with Yusuf? What happened to him? And now you want me to send Benjamin? He said, قال ألا منكم عليه إلا كما إن منتكم على أخيه. Even when he has assumed that Yusuf alayhi salam was dead, Yaqub still believed in Yusuf, still loved Yusuf, and he said to the 10 brothers, should I trust you with Benjamin like I trusted you with his brother? فَاللَّهُ خَيْرٌ حَافِظًا. Allah is the best of those to put trust in. وَهُوَ أَرْحَمَ الرَّاحِمِينَ. He is the most merciful of the merciful. So, pardon me. وَلَمَّا فَتَحُوا مَتَاعَهُمْ. When they opened their bags, they saw their money had been returned to them. So they said, قالوا يا أبانا ما نبغي هذه بضاعتنا ردت إلينا. Our money has been returned to us. We will feed our family. We will take care of Benjamin. And this is going to be very easy because we got all this grain for free. So Yaqub alayhi salam says to them, لن أرسله معكم حتى تؤتوني موثقا من الله لتأتوني به إلا أن يحاط بكم. I won't send Benjamin to you unless you swear an oath to me that you are going to bring him back. And then he says to them, فَلَمَّا أَتُوهُمْ مَوْثِقُهُمْ. When they swore that oath, قال الله على ما نقول وكيل. Allah is the one to be trusted on everything that we say. Then Yaqub, in his wisdom, said, قال يا بني لا تدخل من باب واحد. My sons, do not enter from one door, but enter from many doors, because he was afraid of jealousy. Can you imagine 10 brothers all walking in from one door and they're all handsome? وَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا مِنْ حَيْثُ أَمَرَهُمْ أَبُوهُمْ. So when they went in the different doors as their father had commanded them, مَا كَانَ يُغْنِي عَنْهُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ شَيْءٍ. They would receive no reward except what Allah has written for them. وَلَمَّا دَخَلُوا عَلَى يُوسُفَ آوَى إِلَيْهِ أَخَاهُ. So when they entered in on Yusuf, who they still don't recognize, but when they entered in on Yusuf, he immediately called his brother Benjamin to his side and he said, I am your brother. That must have been a very happy reunion indeed. إِنِّي أَنَا أَخُوكَ فَلَا تَبْتَأَسْ بِمَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. I am your brother. Do not be sad of whatever they were doing to you. فَلَمَّا جَهَّزَهُمْ بِجِهَازِهِمْ. When he gave them what they needed, he took the gold cup or the cup, I don't know if it's gold or not, and he put it in Benjamin's bag. Now, you're probably going to ask why. You'll find out in a minute. One person screamed, you guys are thieves. And the brothers are looking around thinking, what did we steal? We just came here to get grain. قالوا وأقبل عليهم ماذا تفقدون. What are you missing? قالوا نفقد صواع الملك. We are missing the cup of the king. ولمن جاء به حمل بعير. whoever brings that cup is going to be given the reward of the food that can be carried by one camel. وأنا به زعيم. قالوا تالله لقد علمت ما جئنا لنفسد في الأرض وما كنا سارقين. The 10 brothers said, by Allah, we're not thieves. We didn't steal anything. Yusuf said to them, okay, you didn't steal anything. What is the reward if you're liars? قالوا جزاؤه من وجد في رحله فهو جزاؤه. The reward for whoever stole it, he will be taken as prisoner. That way, Yusuf could keep his brother Benjamin. That's why he put the cup in Benjamin's bag. So فبدأ بأوعيتهم قبل وعاء أخيه. So Yusuf started searching all the bags. ثم استخرجها من وعاء أخيه. He took out the cup of the king from the bag of his brother Benjamin. That way he could keep Benjamin. Now the brothers are still a little bit evil or bad, whatever you say. They said, قال إن يسرق, if he stole, فقد سرق أخ له من قبل. Without realizing that they're speaking to Yusuf, they said, well, if Benjamin stole, he had a brother before him who also stole. And Yusuf said, أنتم شر مكانا, you are in the worst position. والله أعلم بما تصفون, Allah knows best what are you doing. Then the brothers remembered, uh-oh, we made a promise to our father that we are going to bring back Benjamin. قالوا يا أيها العزيز, oh Aziz, this guy, Benjamin, has a father who's very, very old. Take one of us instead of Benjamin. We see that you are of the good doers. And Yusuf said, معاذ الله أن نأخذ إلا من وجدنا متاعنا عنده. God forbid that we will take anybody but the guilty party. فلما استيأسوا منه خلصوا نجيا قال كبيرهم. The biggest of the brothers also had a little bit of a conscience and said, ألم تعلم أن أباكم قد أخذ عليكم موثقا. Don't you remember that our father took from us a promise before you betrayed the promise with Yusuf? So I will not return until my father gives me permission. So the biggest brother tells them, ارجعوا إلى أبيكم, go back to your father and tell him that Benjamin stole. And ask the people who we were traveling with, وَإِنَّا لِلصَّادِقُونَ, we are telling the truth. And again, poor Yaqub alayhi salam said, بَلْ سَوَّلَتْ لَكُمْ أَنفُسُكُمْ أَمْرًا فَصَبْرٌ جَمِيلٌ. You guys have come up with another story, like the story of the wolf that ate Yusuf. عَسَى اللَّهُ أَنْ يَأْتِينِي بِهِمْ. Now there are 3 brothers, Yusuf, Benjamin, and the eldest brother. وتولى عنه وقال يا أسف على يوسف وابيضت عيناه من الحزن وهو قديم. And Yaqub was very, very sad at the loss of his sons, and he actually went blind from the amount of crying. and the brothers, the 9 brothers, who thought that they could get the love of their father by getting rid of Yusuf, are very frustrated at this point and said, Qalut Allah, by God, you are going to remember Yusuf until you die. أو تكون من الهالكين. And Yaqub alayhi salam said to them, إنما أشكو حزني إلى الله. I only complain of my sadness to Allah, and I know what you do not know. And again, he said the same thing that he said with regards to the loss of Yusuf, that sabrun jameel, which means patience is good. I'll stop there. Thank you very much. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.